Wah 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 wah. Yeah, I guarantee you by this point in the semester, the majority of our students are hearing us the way the Peanuts gang heard their teachers. So stick with me and let's talk about how to get them to listen more by talking less. Hi, and welcome to Classroom Confidential. My name is Christopher Youngren, and I'm a middle school ELA teacher in Tucson, Arizona. If this is your first time joining me, then welcome. I'm glad to have you here. So, as this whole distance learning thing has gone on, if your experience has been anything like mine, you'll notice the kids clamming up more and more and more until it gets to the point some days, like literally, figuratively, pulling teeth just to get them to interact. And what happens, at least in my experience, is the quieter they are, the more I talk, and I talk, and I talk, and I talk, and I talk. And the more I talk, the quieter they are, and the more I think they're probably disconnecting. We are afraid of silence. It freaks us out. We don't know what to do with it. And so we fill the silence with noise, 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 as the Grinch would say. But by filling it with noise and by filling it with just constantly talking, I think what's happening for our students is it really just does become wah, 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 wah. They really just start tuning out. I mean, look, middle school, high school, it's hard enough to keep and hold on to their attention already, right? But now that we have this whole distance learning thing thrown into the mix, it's harder than ever to get kids constantly, consistently engaged in what we're saying. And so what I'm proposing is talking less. The less we talk and the more we listen, the more they are going to feel engaged. The more they are going to feel like their voices matter and they have something to contribute. So how do I propose doing this? Well, I propose just shutting up. Maybe ask them a question and then just let it sit. Just let it sit until somebody is forced to answer it, just to break that uncomfortable silence. Because like I said, silence is uncomfortable for everybody. But we, as the leaders of the class, we as the teachers, feel like it is our job to constantly be filling these silences with noise, with talk, with instruction, with facts, with figures, with whatever, until it gets to the point where they are just inundated with language and they cannot take anymore. They can't absorb anymore and they just close off and they shut down because they just can't process it. And yeah, granted, some of them probably aren't paying attention anyway, but even for those who are invested, if all you're doing is yammering on without taking a break, without just stopping to pause, to breathe, to allow them to interact, right? They're not going to be invested and they're not going to be engaged, and you are going to lose them more and more. You feel like what you're doing is giving them a lot of information, right? Because they need to know these things. They need to know these things. But the problem is the more information you're giving them, the less they're retaining. The more they can actually engage, the more you actually listen to their perspective on whatever it is you're talking about, the more invested they're going to be, and the more they're going to have at stake, and the more attention they're gonna pay. Maybe. I don't know. What do you think? What's working for you? How are you filling those silences? How are you getting kids to talk? Because I really don't believe that constantly going on and on and on and on and on like I am right now and beating a point over the head until it's dead is the way to go. And so I will take a lesson from my own playbook and I will cut this short right here, right now. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I really would like to hear from you. you and hear about what your techniques are that you use to get kids more engaged in your class as this distance learning and this virtual environment goes on and on. All right, if you got a lot out of this video, then check this one out too. I know you're going to enjoy that as well. And if you're enjoying all my videos, why not subscribe to my channel and I'll keep them coming. Stay safe out there, be well, take care of yourselves, and take care of someone else. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.